The Pack-a-Punch challenge doesn't need much introduction at this point. I'm tasked with pack-a-punching every gun in the game from the starting pistol, to every wall gun, to every weapon in the box. Put the counter up now and we start our journey to upgrading all 30 weapons on the map Moon now. The only other rule besides the main challenge is I have to hold on to the upgraded weapon for at least one round. For example, if I get the weapon upgraded at the end of round 15, I have to hold on to that gun until at least the end of round 16. Got it? Here's how I did it. At round 2, our astronaut friend spawns in, but fear not, he will be taken care of soon. I make my way towards tunnel 11 and keep the door to tunnel 6 closed so we can use it later. I also pick up the PM63, which is a gun I would never buy when I normally play Moon. By round 5, I make it to the power room but keep all the power off so I can use the low gravity to jump and buy the Bowie knife off the wall. I flip on the power so we can get the excavators moving early. A couple rounds later, the lady says, if you don't know this trick, in Black Ops 1 you can actually get rid of the astronaut by trapping him in tunnel 6. Between the unopened door and the excavator, all you have to do is kind of hang out in this area, and just before the excavator punctures the tunnel, you leave him behind. It's sad, but I promise we'll come back for him later. The first thing we need to do before hitting the box is grabbing Mule Kick. This is important because we need to maximize our chances of getting each gun so we don't hit the box a million times. For the first hit of the mystery box, we get the Galil, which is a great start to this challenge since we can build points early. There's no point in holding on to the PM63, so I decided to head back to Earth to get our first Pack-a-Punch out of the way. I turned this pea shooter into 2 pea shooters. At the end of the next round, I went back to Earth to Pack-a-Punch the starting pistols because I wasn't planning on using PhD Flopper, and I'm sure all of you know that the Mustang and Sallies are a very, very powerful weapon to down yourself. I stayed on Earth for as safely and as long as I could, but then I just teleported back to the Moon. This brings up my first point as to why the Moon Pack-a-Punch challenge is so unique. Unlike other maps, you can only access the Pack-a-Punch once a round, making sure you can't just constantly hoard points and continuously Pack-a-Punch weapons, making it much more difficult.
Don't dare touch me, minion! Again, I am the victor! You lost an arm! A fountain of pain! Their pain is my pleasure!
After suffering through the PM63, I finally traded in and was rewarded with the wave gun. This was both a blessing and a curse because I obviously won't trade this in because it works kind of as like a get out of jail free card, but since I won't be getting rid of it, it does take up a precious weapon slot for a gun that I haven't gotten from the mystery box yet, but I can't complain. The next pull, I got the HK, making this a pretty successful trip. And since I didn't have enough money to pack a punch, I just ended the round. And here's my second point as to why this challenge is so fun on Moon. The excavators are almost like a mini challenge inside the Pack-a-Punch challenge, so it doesn't make every round so repetitive and it pretty much keeps you on your toes. And here's me checking the tunnel 6 excavator to making sure I don't hack it and release the Astro Zombie. I go ahead and Pack-a-Punch the HK, and to be honest, this is one of my least favorite weapons in Black Ops 1. It's mostly for the sight, but the gun does not feel good, especially with the snail fire rate without double tap, so I just wanted to get this one out of the way. Just for gameplay feel, I would literally rather use an un-Pack-a-Punch Galil than use the Pack-a-Punch HK. We pull the ballistic knife out of the mystery box next, and I just go straight to Pack-a-Punch it. And this is really good because you want to get the really shitty and useless weapons out of the way first, but actually at round 12, this is still a one-hit kill, so it was a little useful, at least for a little bit. At the end of round 13, I pulled the FAMAS. And as you can see, the mystery box hasn't moved, so we haven't had any, teddy bears or repeats yet, which has been very nice and very efficient for this challenge. You know the drill. Get a new gun, Pack-a-Punch it. Get a new gun, Pack-a-Punch it. The next round goes off without a hitch, and we return to Earth to finally Pack-a-Punch the Galil, which is the first weapon that we pulled from the box. We can check the ray gun off the list. And I do the same thing I did with the Mustang and Sally. I kind of hang out on Earth for a little bit, just trying to get some more points. This is the same story with the Mustang and Sally, where this is just the gun that's going to get you in trouble. And I actually ended one of my first runs doing this, using the ray gun. I learned my lesson. I am not really going to hold on to this gun for much longer. I progressed through round 18 building points using the Galil, and during a fire sale I picked up the RPK, which is a fantastic point building weapon. I went to Earth to upgrade the wave gun to check it off the list, since upgrading the wave gun basically just gives you more ammo. And this is what I'm talking about here. The raw RPK on round 19 just shreds through them and like doesn't really kill them and just kind of gives you a ton of points. So I spent round 19 just kind of hoarding them up and just using up all my ammo to really get some more points, since I have a lot more to go.
I had a spleen. For every second I waited for this infernal machine, I would have at least 50.
When I got back to the moon, I had to kind of train in this area, which this is a great area to train in. It takes a little bit more skill and just a little bit more like awareness, because zombies can come from that little hole in the ground. But luckily it was the end of the round, so I just used my RPK to finish the horde. I picked up the Spectre from the box, and then before going back to Earth, I picked up the AK-74U. I did this because I still have a ton of wall weapons to go through, so I wanted to start checking them off the list, and since the AK-74U is right there, I might as well just get started with that. This also marks the first time that I am going to start doing 2 guns at a time. I was really waiting to pick up black holes to make it more safe when you exit this, since all the zombies kind of crowd around you, but I figured that I could just use my wave gun, and to be honest, there are some times where you can just run out of here and you'd be fine anyway without either of those things, but I just wanted to be extra safe at this point. And for my sins, my box luck gave me 2 snipers at the same time. This is probably the weirdest combo of guns throughout this whole challenge, because I don't think I've ever purposely had 2 of these snipers on me at once, but that's just how it rolls, so you gotta roll with the punches and just upgrade them both at the same time. And to be honest, at round 22, the Dragunov wasn't horrible, but with the scope and the spawn rates of this area, this is just a gun that's going to get you in trouble, so you really have to be careful that there's no zombies sneaking up behind you. But honestly, round 22, I kind of had fun using this gun. At the end of the round, I spun the box, got the G11 and the AUG, and I immediately went back to Earth to just check them off the list, because both these guns are pretty good at getting a ton of points, so I wasn't really worried about doing both these guns at the same time and then not having a lot of points left, so I just upgraded them and went straight back to the moon to get some points. Now, the G11's not that bad of a gun. At 23, it was actually killing them, and I feel like the headshot damage is pretty good. The only issue with this gun, and with a lot of guns in Black Ops 1, is just the ammo. I mean, you have like no ammo in this gun at all, so it's fun to use, but time to move on. Rinse and repeat with the FAL in the dual wield CZ75s. Again, both guns are like not terrible at getting points at this point in the game. I mean, pretty much any bullet weapon will get you a ton of points, since they're not really going to be doing a lot of killing. But my top pick for the worst pack-a-punched weapon in Black Ops 1 is the FNFAL. This gun is a fucking joke. The only saving grace, I think the headshot damage is pretty good, as you can see in some of these clips, and I guess the ammo's fine, but the fire rate is so damn slow. I would honestly rather have it stay in single fire. I don't know why it got moved into a 3-round burst gun. I want that shit out of my hands immediately. I got another weird combo of guns for you. This time we have the M14, since I still have a ton of wall weapons, and the Python. Honestly, I guess every combo of guns from here on out is odd, because when you're just kind of rolling through and like letting randomness kind of take over your gameplay, everything's gonna be weird. The Python, I guess, was fine. I mean, you're kind of getting points, it's doing a ton of damage, you're getting a lot of kills, but points wise it wasn't that great, but still fun to use. So I wasn't really thinking, but my idea was to always get the Olympia after the M14, since it's like the farthest from the Pack-a-Punch machines. But unfortunately, I also got the HS10, and I guess, again, I wasn't really thinking, but these guns are awful for points, so I don't know. Just based on how everything went, this is just how it had to go, but for points, this was pretty brutal combo. And again, a super weird combo that I never would have done otherwise. The HS10s were like they did kills, but like user experience wise, like gameplay wise, this is just not fun. Not being able to aim down sight and just kind of spraying is totally not the gameplay style that I want. But the Olympia, I honestly loved this gun. It felt really good. I feel like just satisfying to use. Like, takes like 2 bullets or 2 shells at this point on round 26, but I don't know, I felt oddly satisfied using this gun, and just the way like the Dragon's Breath rounds kind of kills the zombies. I don't know, it felt good. This is honestly a gun that I could see myself, I don't know, maybe doing like an only Olympia would be kind of fun at some point. The Stakeout, on the other hand, is trash. This is such a not fun gun to use at this point, but again, it has to be done, so you might as well just get it out of the way. And now that I'm saying it, I think this is the weirdest combo of guns so far. I get the M72 Law and the Stakeout, which is just a horrific combo of guns to do at this point, and especially because my points are running quite low at this point in the game. I mean, I'm left with 7k after upgrading both guns, and these guns are just not points guns, so I'm left with a bit of a predicament at this point. For my next wall buy weapon, I get the MP5K. But since I'm sitting at 12k points, I decided to just grab like a gun with a ton of ammo and just run through the next round just to get my points up, because I have a few more box weapons, and getting those last couple ones are going to take a long time because you're just obviously hitting for a couple. So just wanted to get my points up. I mean, look at that. At the end of round 28, I have 45,000 points. So spin the box, I get the Spas 12, and then I go back to Earth to pack-a-punch both of those weapons. And I'm not kidding, after spending all that time getting my points up, I think after 2 hits at the end of the round, I finally get my last box weapon, which is the lovely China Lake. Since I only have 2 guns left and they're both wall guns, I just decided to do the China Lake right away, and then I'm going to spend the next round just finishing up as soon as possible. Also, this gun sucks. Remember when I said at the beginning of the video that we would soon return to our astronaut friend? Well, now is the time. So the MPL and the M16 are in Tunnel 6, and we obviously need to get that to complete the challenge. So after being trapped for almost 25 rounds, I buy that door, and there's our friend. But as you can see, the excavator is right in front of the M16, and I don't know if you can grab the M16 without getting hit by that, but I don't want to know, so I had to run all the way back, grab the hacker, come all the way back again, and of course this guy's in my way, so I said I was gonna save him, but he's fucking dead. With the astronaut out of the way, I can finally grab the M16, and fittingly, I get the collector achievement, which is nice, and because this was actually my last gun anyway, so it fit pretty nice that I got that achievement. And then we go back to Earth after doing the MPL, and then finally upgrading the M16. We complete the Moon Pack-a-Punch challenge by pack-a-punching every single weapon in the map in one game. Honestly, this challenge was really fun. It took me a couple of tries, I won't lie. I'm not the best zombies player, but it took me a couple of tries. I definitely would do it again. I've seen other people, or maybe one other person, I'll link his video from a couple of years ago. He does it in round, I think he gets it on round 35, and I did it on 30, which seems pretty quick to me. I don't know, I think now doing this challenge, I think it's now all about, I guess, like speed and like how quickly you can get it done. I'm not sure what's next. I think I'm gonna do something crazy on Ascension. I've given it a couple tries and gotten very close, but I haven't completed it. But I'm not sure when that video will come out, but let me know if there are any other maps you guys would like to see on Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, anything like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.